All right, welcome to another episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. We have no co-host today. Mr. Dan Gandy's busy in a meeting, and we have a new guest today. Today, we have a real estate professional out of Livermore, California, and her name is Eva, and Eva is here on the show today with us at Real Estate vs. Tech. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So the show is all about you and your business, and so we would love to deep dive a little bit more into that. So tell us a little bit more about like how long you've been in the business, what made you get in the business, and like what areas do you serve?
Okay, so yeah, I'm not used to having the limelight on me, so I'll do my best. Forgive me in advance, guys, for any slip-ups I might have, but
First time
like I said, yeah. And first of all, Norman, again, I'd like to really thank you for allowing me to be on your show. Your show's amazing. It really provides a lot of value for people, whether they're in the real estate industry or not. So I'm really appreciative of you inviting me and having me here this day. So thanks. So to answer your questions, I started out in real estate many years ago. A little over 20 years ago, got into it, and then I had kids, and then took a little, time off, and then recently got seriously back into it around 2018. Yeah, a couple of years ago. So, and I'm a Bay Area native, and just really familiar with the entire Bay Area as a whole, and I love the different type of real estate that the Bay Area offers. I mean, you literally have the widest ranges of completely old and historical to totally brand new and modern. You even have some Eichler homes in there, which are from the 50s and 60s, yet with a modern twist. So, and then you have everything, in the suburbs and city life. So I really love that. And it does make my job exciting because of that.
That's awesome. So what areas do you primarily focus on? I know we introduced you into Livermore market. Is that your main market that you focus on?
Right. Yeah. So I focus right now in Livermore and the Tri-Valley, which consists of Pleasanton, San Ramon, Dublin. We are for those of you who may not know where the Tri-Valley is, we're in Northern California, very close to the Bay Area, probably about 45-minute drive to San Francisco. And I'm originally from Berkeley, and I went to school in San Francisco. So again, I'm pretty much been all over the Bay Area, but currently I reside in Livermore, and I've been here for the last 15 or so years and raising my family, and absolutely love it.
That's awesome. So what was like, for our viewers and listeners, what was the thing that said what was real estate? Like what was like that aha moment? Like I need to go into helping buyers, helping sellers, and like going into this space in real estate?
Good question. It really started out because of my why. And I hope that's not too selfish sounding, but that's really what drove me. My why is my family. And I definitely needed something that I could do that had flexibility, but I wanted something that was rewarding as well. So where I could help people, because I don't know if it sounds cliche or what, but I do. I love helping people, and I feel like that's a huge part of me and who I am. And I feel that I try to be, well, not try, but part of me is really try to be compassionate with people, and I think that all ties together with real estate. Also, back to my why is because I was, when I was purchasing homes in the past, and then also dabbled a little bit in investment properties, I felt so clueless. And so usually like when I'm unfamiliar with something, or I want to better get to know something, that's kind of my drive to force myself to become familiar with it and become more of an expert in it. So my family, combined with, wanting to help not only myself buy houses, but also help other people buy houses, that's what drove me to the real estate industry. And it's just been an awesome ride since, because it's been so much more rewarding than I could have ever expected.
That's huge. That's huge. And not to mention, like, now you have the education, like you said, you understand how it works, buying and selling and what to look for. And then that helps for maybe investment properties for yourself. And also you can serve your whole family. So that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Definitely.
So I know that. So for you, I believe you're on a team. Is that correct?
I am. Yeah, it's the 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈 team.
Okay.
We have two, and our brokerage is Compass. So we're under the umbrella. And yeah, the 𝒂��𝒏𝒈 team is amazing. I love it. We have a great camaraderie on the team. Our team leader, Tim, he's amazing. And he's been such a great mentor to myself and our teammates. And I feel like I've been able to learn so much from him being on this team.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the team. How's the team doing on sides? Buy side, sell side, last 12 months, production. Give us a little context there.
Yeah, good question. So we do both. Each team member or real estate agent on the team works with buyers and with sellers. So we kind of do the full gambit. We just help each other out a lot. We are one of the top teams in the entire Bay Area in Alameda County, especially in Tri-Valley, and we've been that for a few years now. Let's see, our sales is probably averages about 1.3, 1.4 million per transaction. That's our average sales. Nice. And then we also have about 75 or more average transactions per year as a team. And yeah, it's just been an amazing blessing, for real, for sure.
That's super awesome. So as a new agent, viewer or listener for the show, would you recommend going and being on a team or being on your own for someone that wants to get into the business?
That is a really good question. I get asked that all the time. My recommendation is everybody's going to have a different need when it comes to that. Okay. For me, I wanted to throw myself into the industry and just learn as much as I could, as fast as I could. And I didn't have another job at the time other than being a full-time mom. So it was like, I was in a situation where it was like all or nothing, and I am going to put on my running shoes and just sprint. So in order to do that, as you know, accomplish that as my goal, I felt that I needed to join a team. And I started out on the team as an assistant, an unlicensed assistant, and just kind of engulfed myself in the whole real estate world and lingo, and did as much as I could in terms of helping, you know, without having a license, because there's certain things that you can and can't do if you don't have a license. And then from there, I felt like taking the test made it that much easier for me, because you know, some people can accomplish their test in about 3 to 4 months of classwork, and others, it can take years. So I knew I wanted to get my license as fast as possible. So I just did what I could to kind of surround myself in the real estate world, and it really helped, and it really paid off for me. So I went to a couple teams, I went to a couple different brokerages, kind of interviewed. That's what I definitely recommend. Once you get your license, you absolutely have to hang it with a brokerage, okay? So first of all, go interview brokerages and figure out which ones work best for you. You know, look at their commission splits, look at the technology that they offer you. Whatever it is that you feel best suits your needs, go with that one. But definitely look around, because they're all completely different. You have very large ones and very different small ones. And the same thing goes for the teams as well. Interview some teams if you would like to be on a team. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of great support from the brokerage itself, and that can be just as good of an option for you.
Wow, I love that. That's actually really good information too, because you never know, like, you don't know what you don't know going into it. Like, do I go with the team? Yeah. What brokerage do I pick? And so I think that's going to definitely be helpful for our viewers and listeners to think about, okay, look at the tools, look what they offer, find out some information before you kind of deep dive in and be like, all right, I'm going for this option. So I love that. So as far as with your specific business, do you focus more on the buy side, sell side, a little bit of both? Like, who's your kind of like ideal client?
Honestly, both. I really do both because like I said, where I came from, I always want to remember that. And that was a struggling buyer. So I love helping buyers, whether they're first-time home buyers, whether they're experienced or investors. I want to help you. Then listing, helping people sell their homes is just as equally important to me because, I mean, these are sellers who need to sell. And that's not always a happy situation. You know, sometimes it's very sad. Maybe there was a death in the family or there's an illness or maybe mom or dad is older now and they can't live on their own, so we have to sell their house. So either way, sometimes it can be an emotional transaction, and I love to be there. My job is to make it as easy as possible for the sellers and make it a happy situation. So
I love that. I don't think for the viewers and listeners that they may know, may not know, it's like sometimes, you know, I can even imagine what you go through. You're almost like kind of a therapist. Like you have to kind of coach them, support them, and help them and know that, you know, you're there for them. And it goes directly into, like you said earlier, your why, which is awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
I love that. So give us some context as far as what would be something that you could say separates you from the rest of the agents out there. What's something that you maybe do a little differently or go beyond and above or whatever it is?
That's a good question. Again, I'm not used to putting the limelight on myself. It's a hard question because I see so many agents out there working hard and they have so many wonderful things to offer. Yeah. I guess if I had to say something, maybe I kind of touched on this before. I like to consider myself a people person. Okay. I really try to be there for the person no matter where they come from, whether they're young or old, no matter what nationality they are, what gender they are. Everybody has a story, and I just love figuring out what their story is and how I can best help them moving forward. And I feel that that goes a long way, especially in this industry. You really have to be kind of a people person because all you're doing is a whole bunch of belly-to-belly type transactions. Yeah, things with technology are incredible now in the real estate industry, but, you know, even if I'm Zooming with somebody, I still need to, you know, talk with them and be compassionate and empathize with them and whatever their problems are, figure out a solution for them. Also, I speak some other languages, so maybe that helps too. Okay. I speak Spanish and German, and my husband is Samoan, so I like to say that I kind of understand that language as well. So hopefully that helps open me up to more clientele and those who might feel comfortable speaking to me if that's one of their main languages. And then again, sorry, this is probably a lot more answers than you were looking for. Real estate for Tech. Yeah, I believe my faith has a lot to do with it too. I am a very faithful person, and I like to, yeah, that's first in my life. And then again, my family, which is my why. So.
You never know, right? You never know. I believe that everything happens for a reason, right? And so you've been put on this earth and you're doing what you're doing because you're supposed to doing it and supposed to be doing this, and you're supporting and helping and giving back, and that's awesome. Part of your why. So that's great, you know. And at the end of the day, this is a part of your growth, right? As far as being in the limelight. Now it's your turn. Like you went from, like you said, you know, earlier, you went from being an intern, getting your license, looking at different teams. Now you're on top producing team. You know, now you're on Real Estate vs. Tech. It's only the beginning, right? It's only the beginning.
Yeah.
I love it. So give me some context as far as, now let's get into, we have one more question, then we're gonna go into our lightning round. So give us some context as far as technology and what technology has kind of, like, you could say, disrupted or helped your real estate business to be able to maybe attract a buyer or attract a seller. Give us some context for our viewers and listeners on that regard.
I would say for sure in my case, it's definitely assisted and been a huge plus. So when I started out in this industry, I had zero budget, and you need some type of a budget to put towards your business in order to make money and in order to make it grow, right?
Yeah.
I had zero. And so that was another reason why I was trying to hit the ground floor running and make things happen as fast as I could. So technology, specifically social media, has been that outlet for me. I was not a social media person. I mean, you can probably ask my sisters, my family, like I would go on there and kind of view their posts and stuff. But in terms of me posting stuff, or I didn't even have an Instagram account for the longest time, and Facebook. And yeah, it was just something I just wasn't into. I don't know if it's my generation or what, because a lot of my friends kind of are the same way. Yeah. But yeah, I forced myself to get into it because that was a free form of advertising.
Yes.
Why not take advantage of it? You know, being a mom, you're kind of put in that situation of being uncomfortable a lot and doing whatever it takes and just get her done. So
yes.
that was just another thing that I just forced myself to get into and get done. So, and again, another reason why I feel that real estate is working for me now at this point in my life, even though I have 4 children ranging in huge ages, and I don't like to miss anything of them, whether it's, you know, sports, school, whatever it is, I try to be there. And now with technology, it totally allows me in this real estate industry to still be there for them. So I am very thankful for technology, for sure.
That's awesome. And a testimonial from me, I mean, I go onto social media, I go onto my Instagram, and I see your posts all the time. So it definitely works. And I see how you're using it. And that's what we always tell individuals, reviewers and listeners out there. You know, it's a tool. You don't have to use it like, oh, this is what I had for breakfast, and share every single thing of your personal life. You can just use it professionally and really grow your outreach, which is awesome. I love to be able to put a video personally or put something out there, and then I'll have a podcast, I'll have a demo, or I'll be meeting a new client or an event or whatever happening, and then I'll have some time and I'll go back on and I'll be like, oh my God, now I have some people to get back to, or some messages that came in or whatever. And it's just kind of a part of that kind of ebb and flow through the day for me.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you do amazing, by the way, Norman, with your social media. Yeah, I'm always watching your stuff too. You're so creative. I love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's always a balancing act, right? As you're trying to grow something, and then you're also wanting to be on there. And this morning I spent about 2 hours on editing and doing a video, and my head was hurting. I was just like, okay, that was more time than I wanted to put forth. But people have to understand it takes time. If you're going to like do something of quality, it's like, okay, what's the goal? Like, what's the content? What's the narrative? Like, how do I want to position it? I mean, you don't want to overanalyze, but you at least want to have a plan, right? To have success with
Absolutely.
it. So,
yeah. Have a plan for everything, honestly.
Yes.
Just write it out, you know?
Amen on that one. So we're going to get into the lightning round. So this is just fun. It can be 1 word, 2 words. It doesn't need to be complex, super simple. If you want to give us a couple more answers or a little bit more context, totally fine. So we're going to deep dive into tech a little bit more. And first question is, #1 lead source for your business?
Ooh, good question. Okay, so Instagram is a great one.
Okay.
Zillow is another great one.
Awesome.
And open houses used to be a great one, but now with COVID, we don't do any more open houses. So scratch that one.
At least you had 3, right? So now you still have 2. That's awesome. So do you do any cold calling?
I do not. Nope.
Cold calling? Okay, awesome. And you know what? It's awesome because there's so many different options as far as how you want to position yourself. You don't even really need to. So from there, direct mailing. Do you send any mailers out?
I do. Yes,
okay.
I do. I do something called farming. For those of you who may not know what that is, it's similar to what it sounds like. Yes, I do live in the suburbs, but it doesn't have anything to do with a cow. So I focus on a geographical location within my city, and so certain neighborhoods, and I just really focus my outreach to them, whether it's direct mailing, whether I go drop something off on their doorstep directly. Like, I will walk those neighborhoods consistently. I'll mail them things. I will try to target them on Facebook or Instagram, social media. So yeah,
Love it.
I definitely do that.
That's awesome. That's great. And it's a great way to get some exercise too, right? Get some exercise, get your
Exactly. I just turn my watch on and yeah, that's perfect.
Get your steps in. That's fantastic. So generating leads via website, SEO, anything on that side?
Sorry, say that again?
Generating leads, website, or search engine optimization like SEO.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I need to get a lot better at that. I do use homesnap.com and
Okay.
they kind of help you out with the SEO. But I've been kind of looking into ways of trying to make my SEO better. Yeah.
There you go. Definitely, definitely. And then from there, so anything with Facebook lead generation?
I do not, but that's another thing I'm looking into.
Okay, there you go. Definitely could potentially run some ads there. And you said you already generated leads via social media like Instagram, so that's fantastic.
Yes.
Getting into tools, so we want to learn about some tech tools. So CRM system you use for your company to kind of keep up with your customers and have all the information on them.
Yeah, that's huge. So I currently use the Compass CRM. My brokerage has an amazing CRM. I think they purchased it from, it used to be Contactually originally. Okay. Super intuitive. I love it.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Love it. And then organization tools. Do you use anything to help you stay organized as far as for technology? Maybe like a calendar?
Yes. It's called notepads and lists and lists and lists of notes being jotted down. No, I also use a calendar as well on my phone.
Okay.
Super color coordinated.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, I have 4 kids, and between them, their schools, their Zoom meetings, their sports. Well, when they had their sports, some of them still do. Doctor's appointments, my work appointments, like literally I needed some type of organization type skills app. So I bought this one app on my iPhone, and it's called Informant, and I do love it.
Interesting.
So here you can kind of see that's what my calendar looks like. A lot of different colors going on. One for each child, some for work. Yeah.
So you can automatically identify, okay, pink, purple, green, whatever it is. Okay. I like that. That's a really, really good idea. And I love the calendar personally. Live and die by the calendar. Use Calendly, send out a link, get on the calendar with Calendly, and everything's so much more versatile now and so much more just smooth. You're like, all right, what do I have going for the day? Look at my calendar. So
absolutely.
Love it. So would you say what's like number one technology you'd use right now? Like what's something that like you're really like seeing yourself use consistently every single day technology wise?
I would say my CRM. I really try to maintain a relationship with my sphere of influence, my leads, my past clients, the vendors that I work with. I truly believe that maintaining a good relationship with everyone is the key to success. It's how you can best provide value for people, if at all. So that, and then my calendar.
I love it. Hey, relationship business, right? They say people will forget what you did, but they will never forget the way that you made them feel. So
yes, I believe that wholeheartedly. So,
right? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So so that pretty much it. I think we have one more question. Anything new technology wise that you are thinking about using or want to get into?
Actually, yeah. So it was the Facebook lead gen that you just mentioned to me,
okay.
And asked if I was using. So I definitely have been researching that a little bit, and I think I'll start implementing that soon.
Nice. Fantastic. That is awesome. So that's going to go ahead and conclude our lightning round. So that way our viewers and listeners can understand a little bit more as far as good job, what you're using, what you're doing, maybe what they want to adapt to, what they want to use. So that's awesome. And now moving on, a couple last questions before I actually end the show, believe it or not, but anything you could say that kind of gives you, or are you an expert in an area? So like expert in Livermore or expert with maybe a client type, would you consider yourself an expert at all?
So the humble part of me wants to say, no, I'm always learning, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, in this industry, you really have to be an expert I mean, these are like huge transactions that I'm dealing with. And oftentimes it's the biggest transaction of somebody's life that I'm helping them accomplish.
Yes.
So I don't take that lightly. So I really, you know, like once the kids go down to sleep, I I will stay up at night and I'll like research floor plans, or I'll research neighborhoods and histories and just whatever it is that I can to become that expert of that neighborhood, so that I can really provide the best information to my clients prior to them making this huge decision. That way they feel better equipped. So yeah, I try to be that expert. And then again, like I said, in Livermore, I primarily work in Livermore. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Livermore, call me. I'm always available for you.
I love that.
But yeah.
I love that, love that. We'll have your information, no worries, down below too, so they can go ahead and check you out and go to your social media. Also have your website behind me as well. So last couple questions. So basically, do you focus on any specific seller, buyer, or seller farms? Like you said, you already do have an area that you focus on with sending out mailers, and that would be something that you're using for sellers. Is that what you're doing as far as sending out mailers to be able to attract individuals in that area as far as to sell a home in your farm?
Yeah, so I don't primarily work with either one. Again, I think our team, I would say most agents do focus on just one, either buyer or seller. And
yeah.
I think that's a little bit what sets our team apart too, is we work with both. So whatever it is that your need might be, I'm here to help. Yeah.
There you go. If you're a first-time home buyer, you have your first home and you want to sell your first home and buy a second home, there you go, buyer and seller. Love it.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So last question before we have the outro of the show, a secret weapon. Is there something that you could say that's like your secret weapon that really just sets you apart? Something that you do, like it could be consistency, or like you said, your why. Is there anything you would say that is your secret weapon?
Oh, yeah, consistency definitely is key. For me, my secret weapon is, or I should say, are my prayers.
Love it.
I say my prayers every night and every morning. So
affirmations, prayers. I love that. I definitely wholeheartedly believe exactly. I did the same. So I can relate to you on that. That's amazing. Well, that's pretty much concluding our show. We want to go ahead and leave the floor open to you. So is there anything that you would like for our viewers and listeners to take from you to go ahead and end today's podcast episode?
Yeah, I just be kind, love one another. I really feel that so much can be fixed and turned around if you just show kindness to people, even especially to those you don't know. You just never know. Like I said, everybody has a story. You never know where somebody just came from, and even just a smile could really turn around their day. And yeah, I just, yeah, be yourself.
I love that. I love that. In a world where I feel like we need it more than ever, because there's just so much going on these days where it's just like, uncertainties because of the times, and 2021 has been a struggle. Some people it's been amazing, some people it's been a struggle, and I feel like it's so true. Smile, kind. I mean, if you can't smile with a mask on, get me a smile mask.
Yeah. Well, they can see my crow's feet now when I smile, so I smile extra hard so they can see me through the mask.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. So we'll put your information down below. Maybe how can they get a hold of you, as far as maybe just you want to go ahead and throw out your email, throw out a phone number. You're more than welcome to do that as well if you want to put that out there for the viewers and listeners too.
Sure. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, you guys, seriously check out Liftoff, because they are an amazing company. Norman is amazing. He's consistent, he's diligent, he's very innovative and creative, and whatever it is, like, he does my website. I mean, look at my gorgeous website. So I don't have time for that. Like, I can try to figure out how to do it, but there's so much other stuff going on. I really need to set my priorities. So thank goodness Norman Kinsley came and helped me out. So if you guys want a beautiful website, definitely call Norman and Liftoff team. They are amazing. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, or, investment, call me, 𝒂𝒏𝒈. My number is 510-847-4310. And as you can see, the beautiful website up there on Norman's screen, it's 𝒂𝒏𝒈.realestate, and you can contact me there as well.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, Eva, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm sure the viewers and listeners are going to be able to take information from today's episode that they can apply to their business. So thank you. And thank you for the testimonial too. That's huge. We really, really do appreciate that, as we want to give back and serve this real estate industry and have someone take something from this podcast that they can apply to their business. So thank you yet again. And thank you to all our viewers and listeners, and we'll see you on the next one. It made it to the end. Well, thank you so much for watching Real Estate vs. Technology. We hope you found value, especially something you can apply to your real estate business. If you could do us a favor, we would appreciate it. A thumbs up. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell, you'll be notified for new episodes coming out, and comment below. What the heck did you learn? If you want to join our Facebook group page, there's a link right here. And if you want to be featured on Real Estate vs. Technology, send us a DM on our Instagram page. We'll see if we get you on the show. So, take care, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.